All right, so just made a quick video here on a little bit about what I'm doing right now. So I can't really say too much on the customer, who they are, necessarily what I'm going to be doing, but seeing as how it's pretty rainy outside, right now we have a tropical storm coming here in the state of Florida. So basically the way I structure my business is I like to be fast and mobile. So what does that enable me to do? Since I do everything from home, I'm a home-based business. My office is in my apartment. I try to structure things in a way that I can go to wherever I need to go within a very short span of time. Now, even though we were informed about this about 3 days ago, I wasn't told until last night that I needed to show up at this location. And for possibly an X amount of days. So with that being said, I already had pretty much everything ready to go. I had all my safety equipment. I had my, even I bought MREs, the military ready, meals ready to eat that the military uses. Now, why do I do that? Because I don't know exactly the conditions I'm going to be in. I don't know how strong the storm might be. I don't know if, just for any situation. So basically for me, I like to structure things in a way that, if I need to go out for a good week, maybe 2 weeks, I have the means to do that. Really, the big thing was just making sure that all my dirty laundry was washed before I went out so I can pack it. And and then just making sure I had everything lined up, all my drones registered. I had all my permissions that I needed to get, any last minute things that I needed to get before I headed out. But yeah, that's basically how I like to structure things. For me, being kind of like fast and mobile helps me just get around to places a lot quicker, especially for situations like this where you can't always plan ahead because things always come up. And it also kind of looks good for whoever the customer is. So I've had several customers that have asked me to do work, on relatively short notice, and I'm able to do it, even if it's a couple hours away. I'm able to do it, and generally speaking, they pay quite well. So this is just the way I like to do things. Some other people might have a different method. Most drone pilots that I see that have their own companies, just like myself, they kind of do things in a similar way. Really one of the cool things with the drone industry and stuff like that is the fact that, you're kind of able to do it however you wanted to. And, since it's kind of just you and your team, depending on how big you want your business to be. Me, I'm pretty much by myself apart from, another crew member that I have. Most people, they're kind of like fast and mobile. Some might say within a certain geographical area, and some might just be able to go wherever the hell they need to go, whether it's several states away or sometimes even internationally. It doesn't matter. I think that's a really cool way to structure a business, and especially with the drone industry the way it is. You can kind of structure however you want, and you can kind of personalize it to your needs. Me, I like to do things in a way where I can go here, there, doesn't matter. I like to do things in a way that gives me a lot more freedom and flexibility to do different things. Also, just learn. One of the big things that I've done especially in this past year is just learn as much as I can. Just be a sponge and soak everything up, because you never know. I mean, there's always something to learn from. I mean, during Hurricane Ian, I was contracting with the same company, and I met somebody there that he taught me a lot on just different sides of drones, like different things that drones can do. And we were still in touch with each other, and he's gonna teach me how to do other things with drones, and it's gonna help me expand my business. So I mean, definitely, if you're thinking about doing a drone business, definitely be a sponge and soak up as much as you can, but also just be willing to learn, and you never know where things might take you. Sometimes you may have a certain mission, you may have a certain goal, but different opportunities come up, and just try to explore it. See if it might be something that might be worth getting into. There's always a lot to learn from other people, and also one thing I've seen with with just this industry is there's a lot of cooperation instead of competition. I think that's very good, because a lot of people try to keep things internal, and they don't like to give any information out. And very tight-lipped about everything. And yeah, there's actually many ways in which you can cooperate, because there's a lot of work to go around. So really just depends. I mean, and honestly, for me, I'm always willing to learn. Obviously, it's not a good idea to do everything, but definitely for me, I like to learn. I like to see what other ways that I can expand, what other ways I can expand my business. And also, a lot of this stuff is about relationships. If you do some good work for somebody, they'll remember you and they'll refer you to other people. And that's incredibly powerful, because one of the big things with entrepreneurship, and it's just it takes time, and it takes relationships. It takes time to build. I mean, it's a lot of people think that just because you post something online, you start your business, you get your license, and then immediately right there, the jobs start coming in, and that's not the way it works. It's actually a lot of time and effort you got to put into it, and it's just it's not going to happen overnight. And for me, I've had some good relationships with some of my previous customers, and they've called me back, and they're like, hey, listen, we like what you did, can you meet us again, because we got something else for you. And that's how you build up. It's not going to happen all at once. Sometimes it takes a little bit of time. It takes a bit of a learning curve, but it's totally possible. So for me, the fact that I'm able to do this is a huge privilege, because I'm able to learn every day. And it's just, I've only been in business for about 6 months, and I'm not saying I've made a lot of money, not yet. I mean, it started slow. A lot. First I did with like real estate photography, things like that, which is kind of the normal route a lot of pilots take. I'm still doing it. Not something I want to stick to, simply because there's not enough money involved there. And but definitely something to consider. If you really want to start small and work your way up, that's a great way to do it. And yeah, you just start building relationships that way. Another thing I gotta say though, especially when it comes to your customers, the way you structure yourself and everything, just be very careful with what you post, be very careful with what you say, make sure you read your contracts. I made this mistake. I signed a non-compete agreement that I'm actually trying to get out of right now with a company that I'm not going to name. But yeah, a lot of times, your customers, they don't want to, whether they're a government or they're a specific entity that may be aligned with the government, or maybe through a big company, and they don't want they don't want you putting their business out there. Just make sure you read very carefully the contract, and make sure you abide by it, because especially here in this country, a lot of people like to sue you for everything. And if you get sued, it could be the end of your business right there, because people love to milk everything. So yeah, just going a little off topic here, but definitely, this is what I'm doing right now, and I actually really like doing this kind of work. There's uncertainty with everything, but definitely worth doing. And if you really want to get into this industry, this is a really good way to get your business started and get it in the air, and just make it reputable by volunteering for as many things as you can. Unfortunately, with a lot of these natural disasters and stuff like that, these things happen. You just got to be ready, not just for your own profit, not just for your own prestige in your business, but just to help. It really, to me, that means a lot more than just money. I mean, as much as I love money, as much as I love making money, it's not just about the money. It's about helping the community, helping others, helping, affected areas. To me, that brings me a lot of pride. So anyway, yeah, this video went on for a little longer than I thought. So just thought I'd put this out there. If you're thinking about getting into the drone industry, definitely worth it. Just keep these things in mind, and yeah, I'll see you next one.